Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Monday, July 15th. This will be a technical analysis breakdown, so if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. First off, a couple things. Number one, if you would like for me to analyze one of the stocks that you're in, go ahead, comment down below, and I will do my best to do an analysis in a future video. And then second, the candlestick that you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then finally, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, LCID. Did this one yesterday, talked about that area of resistance right there, and you can see this morning price came up there, broke that area of resistance, and then the rest is history. Huge move. So definitely updates need to be done. I'm going to just go ahead and get rid of both of these lines down there as they serve their purpose for now and get some newer levels updated here. And really we have a good quality pattern here that has formed. So let's get this pattern drawn out. Top part of the pattern is this area of resistance right there, and then the bottom part of the pattern is this area and support down here. Let me change that to green to represent support and then make the pattern easier to see. Let me keep it one color. So we have our resistance, we have our support, we have the huge explosion right there. And if you golfers try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here, this would be a bull pennant pattern. Now, nothing is guaranteed. My point here is that it's more than plausible, even if you just want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, but it's more than plausible that if the price comes up here and breaks through the top part, that break right there in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you like bull pennants, you like stocks down below $5, definitely keep an eye on this one. Next one, QLGN, penny stock that had quite the crazy move and now an interesting setup. And the setup is essentially based on this dynamic here where things got ugly. I mean, from where the price was, drop. At this point, it becomes a very valid question to say, uh-oh, is this some sort of pump and dump, some sort of just kind of, quick one-day wonder? But we got her, a partial answer here, and the price has started to now go sideways. And let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because there is a big pullback, just because the price now started to go sideways, does not mean for sure guaranteed this thing's getting ready to head back upwards. My point is it becomes a lot more reasonable. Case in point, let's just say that the price was still doing something like this as I talked, and I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this could be the bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, what are you talking about? Based on what? The price is literally still going straight down. But this right here is not the case. The case is the price has started to go sideways. So does this sideways action mean a bottom? No. But does it mean that it could potentially be getting ready to turning back upwards? Absolutely. So if you like these scenarios where you get a big nasty pullback, but then the price starts to drift sideways and you like penny stocks, definitely keep an eye on it. Next, SOUN, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched yesterday's video, but if you did, hopefully remember me talking about that red line right there and to keep an eye on it. And any sort of high volume break potentially send it up to these highs, if not higher. And that is what happened today. Price came up here, had a breakthrough, pulled back, but nothing crazy on the pullback. And then that secondary candle right there really got the momentum moving, and it went to new highs today. So very solid breakout. So congratulations to anybody that watched the previous video and played that breakout right there. Going to get rid of those levels for now, get things updated. So the newest area of support and what I would call the ideal level, we say, hey Clay, what would make this chart look the absolute strongest going forward? And that would be if the price can stay there above the $6 mark. Now, don't get me wrong, if the price falls below 6, that does not mean the entire chart's destroyed or ruined. But yeah, if the price could manage to actually stay above there, that would certainly be a massive sign of power moving forward. Because from the big picture point of view, what matters the most is all about that purple line there, 50-period simple moving average, keyword being moving, because I understand the price is way up here, this line's way down here, but as time goes by, that line's going to move itself higher and higher and get more and more relevant. So, moral of the story from the big picture, as long as the price stays above that uptrending trend line, quote unquote, which is actually a moving average, then the overall trend still plenty in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, pretty straightforward here. Just a basic trend line here, which illustrates these problem areas of the price trying to continue on up. But in fact, now that I say that, let me just quickly draw on this. So we have resistance, we have support, nice move up right here. So we have ourselves another little kind of, we'll call it poor man's bull pennant. But at the end of the day, very strong looking chart. Next one, MAXN, and we have some life. I thought this one was kind of toast a couple days ago, all the way down here, gap down, but it's now made its way up here. It's gotten back above that area of resistance right there at 0.222, which is what introduces our first update based on the rule and charting, which states levels of resistance are broken and close above, you want to see the MACD as support, especially here, because this is going to be a very important level, because right now, got to give credit where credit's due. That right there, good solid move. But is this actually powerful? Is there any sort of true strength behind it? Well, I have no idea, but what I do know is that movements with true strength don't go straight up, but they're at least going to show signs of progress. And that's why that level is important, because if the price comes down here and bounces around, then starts to curl back upwards, what would you have? Well, you would have progress. You would have a set of lows right here. You'd have lows down there. And if you envision those as stair steps, you have stair steps making progress in the upwards direction. And that's what it's all about, in my opinion, at least, is, yeah, it's been a nice move, but is it truly a strong move? Well, let's see if it can make progress. And again, progress being defined as staying above 0.222. So that is priority number one for this one next week. Next one, QS, did this one in yesterday's video, and congratulations to anybody that watched it and played the bull pennant breakout. You can see right there, got the break, and then an absolutely beautiful, beautiful move. So overall, fantastic data. I'm going to get rid of that as it served its purpose for now, and we'll just start anew. And one of the newest levels of support, and again, that ideal level, meaning what would make the chart look the absolute healthiest and strongest moving forward, that would be if the price can stay above about $7.70. But again, as I said previously, from an overarching standpoint, just watch out purple line there. And as long as the price stays above that purple line, as the purple line itself moves higher and higher, then overall the trend is fully in the bull's favor. In terms of areas of resistance, nothing fancy here. Literally just a question of where did the party stop today? And the party finally stopped right up there at 864. So for that reasoning alone, nothing fancy, just that basic. That'll be the main battleground to watch moving forward right there at 864. But all things considered, very nice breakout today, and we'll see if the momentum carries into next week or not. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this online free class that I'm offering. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen and you want to learn more about the tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then go to that page. There's a link down in the description box, or if you're watching right at my website itself, there's an area for you to click on. So go there, click that yellow button, submit your email, and then you will gain instant access to this free live class. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then go get signed up and use that and start to go through that class. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, and trading standpoint, very, very interesting, very nice move today from a couple different angles, and this will mean more, again, if you watch past videos, but if you did, 234, look at that, and I promise I put that line there. If you don't believe me, I'm not offended. Just go back and watch your previous video, and you'll see I had that line there. I don't say that to brag about myself. I do say it to brag about charts. I mean, they're a powerful tool, and look at that. Price came down there, beautiful bounce off that level, and I'll turn into a quick plug. Go get signed up and take that free class that I'm offering. And then the other side, put in that breakout point right there, and you can see price came up there, broke through there, and then made a very nice move following through there. So a couple different angles that you could have taken it. So I'm going to get rid of that level right there. I'm still going to leave 434 down there because that's an important area. But as far as new areas of resistance, definitely very, very straightforward one right here. Give or take around the 251.50 mark. You can see right there, price didn't quite hit it. Price went a little bit above it and then did hit it directly a bunch of these other times. So 251.50 going to be a main battleground. Even if the price pushes up through there, you'll want to keep a close eye on that purple line right there, the 50-period moving average. But as right now, a nice bounce has followed, and it just goes back to let's see if the price can start to show some signs of progress by building some higher bases. But overall, congratulations, especially to those of you that picked some up down there at 234. It got a great bounce today, and we'll see if this bounce can carry into next week. Next one, NVDA, and had an overall good day. However, unfortunately, this last 30 minutes here, pretty rough. So a lot of downward momentum. This is all occurring on bigger volume. So if this momentum does carry into next week, then the big level that held today and has held the past couple of days strong has been this pink line down there, the very famous 200-period moving average. Right now, valued at, we'll just call it 126.90. But you can see earlier, from yesterday, price did a good job holding, and then even this morning, opening 30 minutes, bounced off there again. So that'll definitely be a key level where the price does go down there. You want to see it hold. If it doesn't, then just to offer up a little bit more context, you can see that starts to put the price down in areas that have not been seen for several days. But you don't want to get too far out of yourself, because to be fair, it's still got a ways to go before it even gets down to that level. But I'm just more so focused on that because you also have to acknowledge that this last 30 minutes here, quite a bit of downwards momentum apparently. As far as areas of resistance, I'm just going to adjust this level down now that we have more data. And it seems to be straightforward that right there at about 132 will be the main battleground if this thing turns itself around. But in my opinion, at least, the most important thing right now is not necessarily breaking levels of resistance. It's just making sure that this 30-minute session here doesn't completely spin out of control by going down to that pink line and then blasting down through there. So yeah, no doubt about it. Very, very rough final 30 minutes here for NVIDIA. Next one, RIVN, absolutely monster move, beautiful uptrend. I mean, if I was writing a textbook on charts and I needed an example for the uptrend chapter, I mean, you could throw this right in there. Absolutely beautiful. And there's a little bit of perspective that goes into this. I mean, if you're some sort of day trader or flipper scalper and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well then yes, from that standpoint, the chart's looking pretty rough because there is this pullback that's occurring right now. But as you saw, or at least hopefully as you saw from the big picture point of view, this is just a minor little pullback here. Still plenty of opportunity to build a higher base. Still plenty of opportunity to stay above that purple line, which you now know is that key moving average from a trend building standpoint. So yeah, a little bit of pullback here, but nothing here that I would say makes me think that the chart's destroyed or anything like that. As far as ideal levels, what would make the chart look the absolute strongest? That would be if the price can stay there above 17.95. But again, as discussed in other charts, by no means some sort of do or die level. And then in terms of areas of resistance, just asking the basic question, where did the party finally stop today? And that was right up there around $18.87. So yeah, pull back this afternoon. So depending on your strategy, maybe this is very painful for you. But assuming you care about the broad scope of things, everything is still perfectly fine. Next one, TOYO, and I probably should have put this at a different location because if you remember, I talked about that one that had the bigger pullback, and then it becomes a question of, is this some sort of gap and trap, pump and dump? And then that one went sideways, and this one also has gone sideways. And along with that, the price has actually already broken out of its sideways channel right here, which is always exciting because now this leads to the question of, okay, is this the start of something bigger? Now think about that question. It makes no sense to ask the question if nothing worthwhile is happening. But in this situation, something worthwhile is happening. It pulled back in a big way, went sideways, and is now starting to break up through. So yes, is this the early stages of a bigger push back to the highs? We'll see what happens. So to be fair, maybe it's not. Maybe this thing does just ultimately roll right back over. Totally possible. But that is a two-sided coin because maybe this is the start of something bigger and this thing is getting ready to rip and roar. So if you like this price range, you like these sorts of scenarios, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, TQQQ, and yeah, this one is having very, very rough last 30 minutes of the day, and now that I think about it, it's Friday, so last 30 minutes of the week on big volume, so it looks like it could very well just be a bunch of profit takers as we head into the weekend here, but so far, ideally, you'd want to see the price stay above that level at 80.70, so I am going to consider that a level of support, and for the logic of, as we already discussed, this right here was a very nice bounce. Is there true power behind it? Well, it needs to show us signs of progress, but if the price ultimately does drop back inside of this area here, well, what has that done? That's put the price literally right back to where it was before it bounced. And not to insult anyone's intelligence, but price movements that make moves and then go right back to where they were, not exactly a sign of genuine strength. Again, not saying that will happen, but as I speak right now, it kind of already is. So that'll definitely be the first key thing to watch next week is, does this price movement here, is it going to drift further down below? Because if it does, then at that point, yeah, this right there, you would just consider that a dead cat bounce. In terms of areas of resistance, main battleground to watch, definitely going to be right there at the $83 mark. You can see right here, rejected the price. Right there, rejected the price. But as I said on other ones, in my opinion, at least top priority right now is not necessarily breaking levels of resistance. Top priority is trying to stabilize this move and making sure that it doesn't drift totally back to where it all started. Because again, from a bullish standpoint, that's the exact opposite of what you would want to see. I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, again, like I said earlier, if you like what you saw here, you want to learn more about the tool, how it can and should be used, then go to the link down in the description box, click on that yellow box, submit your email, and then you can gain instant access to go through this live, free, or excuse me, not live, but this free class that I offer. So if you have any questions, let me know down below. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One point of clarification here, I am now on the 4-hour time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks does not represent 30 minutes, it represents 4 hours. And I like this time frame because Bitcoin is open 24/7. So from a video standpoint, by doing the 4-hour, it allows this analysis to remain relevant for as long as possible. And my goal is for this to remain relevant all weekend long. And once again, this 58,400 mark continues to be a thorn in the side of the bulls because we've had a couple of fake breakouts this past week. And then even over the last 24 hours, little miniature fake breakout there. But that area, whenever the price gets up around it, it's like somebody flips the switch and the momentum just disappears. So let's just say you're watching this video on Sunday afternoon, for example. Question number one you need to ask yourself is, where is the price at relative to 58,400? If you are answering the question in any way that the price is above that level, that's a good sign. That is telling you that the price is actually been able to push back up above this very annoying area of resistance. Now, how good of a situation is it? Easy way to answer that. Well, how far above is the price relative to 58,400? 400. The further up above, the more bullish situation. But in my opinion, even just slightly being above there would be a good sign and telling you that Bitcoin's having a good weekend. Now, if you're saying the price is down below that level, next immediate question, actually what I want to do here is get this trend line into place, because I can see this now starting to play a role into things. But that trend line right there, so let's change that to green, make it look a little bit different. Whoops. There we go. So keep an eye on that. Now, if you're saying the price is down below the red line, but it is still above the trend line, then that's good, because that would imply that within this sideways channel, the price is still trending upwards. But if you're saying the price is down below there, well, then next immediate question, okay, well, where's the price at relative to that level at 53,500? If you're saying the price is down below that level, that would just be telling you that Bitcoin is having a really, really terrible weekend. So use these levels, walk yourself through those questions, and that'll keep this analysis relevant all weekend long. And as I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader, because what you learn about in this class can and definitely should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin. So go to that link, hit that yellow button, submit your email, and then you can get started on the free class. As far as the top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do a couple things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment below. Earlier, like I said, if you have a request, leave that down in the comment section, and I'll do my best to get to it. So thanks for watching. Go check out that free class. Have a great weekend. Take care.